The more people I met and the more I learned, the greater the discrepancy I discovered between what I just imagined it would be like to be that old. These were people in their 80s and a lot in their 90s, and the reality. So why the disconnect? What were some of my assumptions about what the future held? So the grimmest was that I would end my days drooling under a bad Van Gogh print in some ghastly institutional hallway. And in fact, the number of Americans over 65 in nursing homes is 4%, down from 5 in the last decade. Over half of the oldest old, which is 85 and up, can go about their daily activities with no assistance at all. Another preconception, dementia lurks. If you subtract that 4% of Americans over 65, 90% of the remainder is cognitively fit. Alzheimer's is a terrible disease, and the odds increase with age, but it is not a typical part of aging. The real epidemic is anxiety over memory loss. At the other end of the spectrum, about 20% of older people seem to escape cognitive decline entirely. We all know some of those really sharp 90-year-olds, right? So most of us will experience some decline in specific abilities, but the brain of a healthy older person can do just about anything that the brain of a younger person can do. It just takes a little longer. I also assume that old people don't have sex. Sexual activity does diminish with age, typically, but my 74-year-old friend Robin is having the best sex of her life, and she is not an anomaly. Retirement homes are hotbeds of romance. Thank you, Viagra. People who make sex a priority and who embrace a broader notion of the forms it can take, think slow, whole body, playful, can enjoy deeply satisfying sex for as long as they want. I also assumed that old people were depressed because, duh, they were old and they were going to die soon. It turns out that people are happiest at the beginnings and the ends of their lives. Oh God, I'm one slide behind. Shit. Don't get that on camera. Okay. It's called the U-shaped happiness curve, and it's been. Do you want a little longer on that best slide? There we go. It's a great slide. So the U-shaped happiness curve has been borne out by many reputable studies in the U.S. and around the world. As we turn 80, we get better at dealing with negative emotions like anxiety and envy and fear. And we experience less social anxiety. You don't even have to be a Buddhist or a billionaire. The aging process itself confers these benefits on the older brain. That's the neurological underpinnings of that curve. So slowly, skeptically, gears grinding, I realized that old age was going to be different and way better than the grim slide into depression, diapers, and puffy white shoes of my nightmares, although I am still worried about the shoes.